Mark. Damn it. Are you really recording high enough? Oh well. Mark. Hi guys, this is Extreme Wirehead here, and I'm back for another Remains of the Day. This time around, I've got this snazzy looking setup. I'm not sure if you can see how nice it looks, but everything aside, it took a lot of effort to get all the way to this point, and basically I just used up all my savings of crap that I've been having lying around, which is, it's both a nice thing and a bad thing, but for me it's more of a nice thing because I haven't done that in forever. Anyway, let's get down to it. This Remains of the Day, and I talk about 3 different things that I thought were interesting about the past week, and I discuss about it. Most notably, it's Holy Week, so I'm all alone, or more like I chose to be all alone, and nobody seems to be replying to me. But, that's par for the course when you're weird like me. Anyway, why do I keep saying anyway? Anyway, stop saying anyway. So the first thing I want to talk about. Oh, something fell. Wow, that's sad. Anyway, why do I keep saying that? Anyway. Oh, first thing I want to talk about is how hot it is. God damn it. If you've never lived in a tropical country, then you don't know what heat is, because humidity, heat, and the fact that every single day is going to be like this, it's really bad. I don't know if you can hear. I have no idea if you can hear all the little water sliding out on the outside, and it's really bothering me because God, it's so hot out here. It doesn't matter how many cold drinks I drink or whatever, it's not really working too well. And that's always a problem, I would say. But it's much less of a problem. No, I would say it's more of a problem nowadays, because I have always had a problem with sweat and how much I sweat. Because if I went around changing every time I got sweaty, I'd run out of clothes in a matter of days, and that's really annoying. It's just quite bad. Anyway, whoa, it's such a bad habit to break, isn't it? Oh God. Second thing I want to talk about is something. It's got a sentimental place in my heart. It's got no real subjectional value, I would say, but this stuff, milk tea. No idea if you can see it. Milk tea is quite an interesting thing because I spent a good 6 weeks in Xiamen back in 2006, 2007. More like 2006, I want to say. And the basic idea was to learn Chinese in China. And one of the things that I remember the most about that trip is the fact that every morning when we woke up and got up for breakfast, all sat together just like in a Chinese restaurant every single morning, and the drink that we would always be given is basically just a bunch of water and some tea. But then there was a Nescafe machine, and that Nescafe machine had milk tea, and it was basically the cost of about 4 or 5 pesos, or what's a good? That would be 10 cents in American dollars, and that's really cheap for a small cup of milk tea. So it was. I have no idea if it was healthy for us, but we drank it like water. We just kept drinking it because that was probably the tastiest thing you can get in the morning. And just because of that, now I'm an avid milk tea fan, even though I'm not a big. I wouldn't say I'm a tea fanatic or a coffee fanatic, but at the very least, I've got my milk tea, which is basically just milk with a little bit of tea in it. Anyway, stop doing that! That's the second thing down, and the third thing, probably just Holy Week in general. I have mixed feelings about it because everybody seems to want to go home, do all sorts of things. And I've met a lot of people who just said, I just want to stay home and sleep all day, which I would say is, I would do the same thing. It's just, I don't see why it's such a long weekend, why it's such a long holiday. It's a whole week is quite a big deal. It's a lot of action loss. And I've been like studying here. I've been doing this, playing around with all sorts of magical, mystical, different things. But sometimes it does get quite annoying that all these people disappear. Don't get me wrong, it's amazing. I got all the way to this office in a matter of minutes, and that's just because there's absolutely no traffic around. But don't you feel it a bit sad that the only reason people come to the city, to the metro, is to work, to get a job, to... Nobody wants to enjoy, nobody seems to think that, hey, why don't we go around here to have fun? And in some cases, I would happily agree. There's not much to do on Holy Week. A lot of places are closed. But why don't friends get together? Why don't people sit around and talk? It doesn't seem weird that very few people take the opportunity to get together with friends and move around in Holy Week. And it's a perfect opportunity. You know they don't have work. They can't be working especially in a country like ours. And that's God, it's wasteful to sleep all day, or at the very least just do one day. You've got what, 4 or 5 days to play around with your Holy Week. You might as well enjoy all sorts of different things while you're at it, and that's probably the most important thing. So I basically talked about how hot it is. It's really hot outside. My lighting right now is natural lighting coming from the great sun, which is just dazzling. And the second thing that I basically talked about is my milk tea. And the third thing I talked about was Holy Week, because Holy Week's Holy Week. Anyway, this is Extreme Wirehead, and I propose a toast to all things great and small. I hope you have a great Holy Week. I hope you don't just laze around all week and find something to do. Find something to read. Find people to talk about. Or people to talk with. Because talking by yourself, especially in front of a camera, can be a bit sad, don't you think? Anyway, I need to stop saying that word. Give me a comment. Give me something to work with, because I can't do this by myself. You should write down 3 different things that you thought were great about the week, and if I find something interesting, I might just talk about it. And that's all I've got for this week. I hope to see you next week, and I hope to figure out exactly what I'm trying to do with this setup, because right now it just looks pretty, doesn't it? But I have no idea what I'm gonna do after this point. Anyway, this is Extreme Wirehead. I already have a crap, but peace.